I'm replying a question from Malawi, from Johnson. And I wanted to know the technique that I was using when I did a jam session with the Trust from Mukundu. In particular, the tapping technique. You wanted to know where I learned it and how I played. The year was 1999. I joined a rock group called Line Crossers. It was a multiracial group. And it was led by a friend of mine, Pastor Emenchim Soro. So the guy who played bass in the band was Willem Labas Hakni. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And the guy was a serious multi-instrumentalist. I saw him do the tapping and some harmonics. All along I thought these things were produced by effect pedals. I didn't know that it's some techniques that you can learn and practice. All along I thought gadgets until I saw him play. So I tried to beg him to teach me. He was very busy and he couldn't find the time. So one day, I still remember the day, it was Saturday, the 17th of April 1999. I went very early for practice because we used to practice at his place. When I got early, we started talking of different nyayas and until we ran out of things to talk about. That's when, sort of like in passing, I just said, can you show me how you do your tapping and your harmonics? So the lesson never lasted 5 minutes. After he taught me, I went home and I practiced for a long time until I had blisters in my hands. And then I got the technique and I monologized the technique because I wanted to learn the technique, but I didn't want to sound like him. You strike a note and then your left hand, finger number 3, hammers the string enough to make a sound. And then you hammer again with finger number 1 as well to make the third note. For example, so I use these techniques a lot when I do soloing, like when I'm playing rock, jazz, or blues. So the other thing that he taught me was harmonics. You hold your pick like this, you strum it and then it comes and then it hits on your thumb. But at the same time, you also need to look for the proper position for the harmonic that you want to play. I know different guitarists play differently, but this is the way I was taught. I hope I answered you well. And then 2001 and 2, I was teaching guitar at Prince Edward School. And I met a guitarist by the name Brian Correa. And he also taught me his own technique of tapping. But I don't remember exactly what he taught me after I asked him to teach me. But what I did is I went home and I personalized the technique and created my own way of playing it. This is a D major 7. So you can play these notes of the chord with your left hand and these notes of the chord with your right hand. So it will be like.
Studio, the harmony of quality and professionalism.